shaking. Okay. A full red moon rose on a hot August evening. It's called the moon. Old lovers become friends on a half moon. Virgo and Aquarius. I watched the sky as crescent moon soon appeared, turning into a black midnight sky birthing a new moon, filled with a multitude of stars and constellations. Big Dipper was there in the belt of Orion as I stood in awe of my universe. The four winds were swirling in the clouds all week. Near Bermuda, they say a hurricane is brewing. Darkest of rain clouds, it seemed, as storms may be gathering. The more I watched the sky, the softest of white clouds formed. They were ribbed among the bright blue sky at day. Soon their fluff took to shapes that old and young alike dream on. As these winds become circular in motion, sunrise, yellow sunrise in the east, orange sunset in the west, I sat on my old back porch. As my brother Raven took to flight in early morning light, watched my brother Bald Eagle travel the same path. Just yesterday as he flew over my house. He is my protector, my spiritual guide, and he's also in his flight. Soon the new crescent moon shall appear, until it becomes half moon time all over again, a sacred time, in tune with Mother Earth. Sister Moon, she watches over us, she moves us with her spirit, shines through us. When she is wrapped in the shadow of Mother Earth, bring forth a new full moon in full glory, a gravitational pulling of two hearts, where two became as one, free spirit. This is called Christmas Morning. It was all over the news, all the local channels, a twisted, tangled mess, a blood-soaked airbag, crimson red bloodshed, crushed steel. 4 people trapped inside, 2 dead, 2 alive. They had to be cut out of the car with the jaws of life if the car caught fire. A tiny child of 4 years old, scalped and crying, identified the bodies of his mother and my son, who tore off his seatbelt to save the young one. His daddy lay unconscious with broken bones. It was a drunk driver who crashed into them, a head-on collision. As they remember are the bright lights, all they seen were bright lights coming at them as the child did scream. Now he has nightmares, not just bad dreams. The little boy now uses a walker to get from here to there, and he wears a scar across his forehead for a memory that will never go away, for he has lost his mama that day. So I'm writing this as a warning not to drink and drive, and on Christmas morning this year, we will be mourning and shedding our tears.
We got Gary Bond in the house.
Yeah.
Gary Bond, are you going to read tonight? You going to read?
Yeah, he is.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. People are going to make you read now. People will make you read.
Yeah, all right.
Listen, with that shirt, you can read anything you want, brother.
Oh, good, because I was.
All right, he was going to do it anyway. It's okay. All right. The next person on the list is Alfred Frank.
I'm going to read from this thing called Cottonwood 46. It's from University of Kansas from 1992. I grabbed this upstairs in the lounge like years ago, and I haven't returned it.
Yeah, I know. Come on, Alfred.
This first poem is by Charlotte Nicola, and this is called Seaside Romance. The cook drops live crabs in a vat of steam, slams the screen door, kicks a clamshell at Captain Bob's Bar and Grill. The waitress thinks of a place up the beach, nothing but a gray bait shack, a dune, and a watermelon about to roll in the road. But now she pours a Singapore sling for a man who murmurs about acres of color TVs and claims to be king of gypsies. The cook inspects 8 letters tattooed on each of his knuckles, hate and love. Far from the restaurant, beyond the slumping cattails, misty of Shinko tea, Wonder Pony sleeps in the island sunlight. The cook opens a clam for the waitress, folds her cardboard suitcase into his white convertible, They drive and drive past the faded hydrangeas and pink cottages, past the smoking French fry stands, his knuckles on the wheel, past the giant Paul Bunyan at the truck stop. She lights his cigarette, past the abandoned missile site, the end of the boardwalk, and a field of cantaloupes behind them. They believe the highway burns. This next poem is by Barbara Horton. This is called Rowing. Before she steps into my craft, Mother carefully removes a golden bangle from her wrist. Where are we going, she asks, and I repeat. We're going home. But home for her is Snyder, Arkansas, her mother's bloody fingers plucking feathers from a hen. Freshly beheaded, the heifer, its eyes at dusk, full of wisdom, giving light. It is a house that burned. I try to remember what we talked and dreamt about when she was young and I a child, learning the words for river, tide, and wind. How can it be that Mother's destination is in my hands? She leans towards the water as if to see the moon that's like her face, reflected there. But it is morning, the water pink, the pines that line the shore as still as time. This is the last piece. This is by T.J. Harrison. This is called Insomnia. Gradually now, the wind rises like the sound of stiffly rustling bed sheets or pale, dry leaves scuttering from the eaves of the house. Always it is the dead of autumn. These hours, skeletal and lean as emptied stalks miles from water or the promise of a rain. The ones who sleep perhaps might dream of rain, and dreaming would be awakened by the sound. On the country road, a pickup barrels past. For miles, its muffled rumble lingers in the dry, clumped weeds of the shoulder. You have lain for hours, listening as if to nothing, to this house. Sigh and sink in on itself. Even to the house, you are a stranger, foreign as a rain, which threatens but does not arrive in these hours, abandoned by everything but sound, anticipating nothing but the dry, slow whistle of the 3:15. The lost miles come back to you. You'd forgotten those miles, that dark river between you and the house, you and the man you lie beside, but in this dry interval before dawn, the memory of rain moves in to remind you. A steady sound whispers this. This is the life you have chosen. Hours mean nothing to the insomniac. Hours are merely a space to be gotten through, just miles of clear darkness, punctuated by sound where nothing changes. Listen to the house, deeply silent as a winter rain, and to the stiff, bleached sheets snapping dry on the lawn. Hear the weather vane creak as its dry iron arrow follows the hours like a hired man scanning the horizon for rain, and know that nothing will help you. The smiles of dark lead always to this life, this house. Know that you too must hear the nightingale's sound, become the lark's. For when withdrawn those miles dissolve, you too will rise and go forth from this house into the dry and empty day without a sound.
One more announcement. I talked about this. I know I talked to Jesse from the ground level today, and he was telling me that he was going to try to make it out tonight. There is a show at the ground level tomorrow night.
Yeah.
T. Miller is going to be there from Detroit, and some other
Big Red's
going to be there, and Big Red Lynn Walker, and some slam poet from New York City. I do believe is going to be there. It's supposed to be a pretty big gig show there, so I think you should all make it out to great ground level tomorrow night if you can.
Yeah.
And support it because the place really needs help.
Where's that?
It is
Central near Douglas.
Central near Douglas, yeah.
Block west of Douglas.
It used to be Brute Awakenings.